Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out my latest video. And today I'm here continuing to work on the hashtag Little Bits of Lace 2024, started by Cori Dahmen here on YouTube. I do have Cori's video listed below in the description box, along with all of the videos that I have done for this series. And basically the premise is to use up little bits of lace in our stash and use them in our journals in different ways. And for me, I'm defining little bits of lace as anything 12 inches or less, just because I do a lot of different crafts with lace and I always have leftover bits. And today's episode is going to be a very simple one. And then after this, I think I have 2 or 3 more I'm going to do. And then I really need to call it quits because my journal is overflowing, and I think I'm going to have to start thinking about how I can maybe expand my journal cover, because I don't think my inserts are going to fit into the cover that we made. But I'm thinking on it, and I have a couple of ideas on how to fix that. So of course I will bring you guys along and do like a craft with me video or something with that. But today's episode is going to be a simple one, and I do have a couple of pieces that we've already done in past episodes that I dug out. But today I thought a really simple thing that you can do with your leftover laces is you can either make knots or you can make bows to add to other embellishments. And so I do have a couple of bows that I made real quick with some lace. And I also have some other ones sitting here. And one of the things I do like to save is if you have a piece of lace that, and let me see if I have one somewhere, like for instance this piece of lace, if you were to cut off the top because for some reason you didn't want it to be gathered, it leaves you like with a little piece like this. This one came from a more lacy type lace. But I do love to save these, even though if I cut off the bottoms just to use, like this would be one that maybe I would cut off the top of, and then I would just have like a panel lace instead of it being gathered. So this little bit that's left over, I love making bows. This is like one of my favorite things to make bows out of. And usually I start off by making a knot and then I tie a little bow. But you guys can make bows however you want. And then I just make 2 little loops and tie them together. But I just think that makes just kind of a nice little shabby looking bow. And I'm not the best bow maker, but it does work. So there's a cute little bow. And then of course the other thing you can do if you have a piece and it's not quite big enough to make a nice looking bow, you can always just tie a knot or 2. It just depends upon how big of a knot you want, because that makes a cute little embellishment also just to add to a project. Or I was also thinking like if you had like a, and this is left over from like a lace curtain, I'm just seeing if I have a slightly bigger piece or not. Here's a little bit bigger one that I have left over. But I was thinking it might be kind of cute just to, you know, do a couple knots and just kind of spread them out on a piece of lace. I think this would work probably better with, you know, like I said, smaller pieces of lace or skinnier pieces. But you might end up with some interesting designs just based on, or a little embellishment just based on having like some knots in a piece of lace. And you can like maybe glue this along the side of a journal page or a journal card, something like that. So we have a couple of different knots on this one, and I think I'm just going to cut off the bottom knot. I'll use that on something else. And we'll see if we can find somewhere to put that in my journal. So So we have a bow and a knot, and then one of these little like extra knot things that I made. So we'll try and figure out how to use those in the journal. So I have a journal card that I made before. We did make journal cards on one of my previous episodes, and I think I went through these journal cards. They were ones that I made. And so I was thinking somehow I could add one of those knots or bows to it. I also pulled out, we did labels, and so I pulled out one of the labels that we did in one of the earlier episodes. I mean, this was like maybe the top 5 or 6 episodes, so this is one of my earlier ones, again using up little bits of lace, but these are always easy to add. And then I also have like a paper cluster snippet that has some lace on it too, that I could add that on here. But I was thinking I might just add this separate on a page with a bow or something on it. So, so I have that. I also have a paper clip that we did in one of the previous episodes, because I'll use that to hook on to the journal page. And so, like if I did the knot thing, you know, you could just maybe put that down the side, just as a little extra embellishment. Hopefully you guys are seeing that on the camera. Or you could put the little bow somewhere on here. You could even put it on the paper clip if you wanted. I kind of really like this. I wasn't planning on putting this here, but I like that right there as just a little embellishment. You know, and if you take off the paper clip, you could still journal here and then of course on the back side. And I could still add this to the little bow somewhere on the top of this journal card yet. I have this pink one that I made. So that's really cute. So there's a knot. So let's just leave that there for a second. And then I have this little cluster that we made that's really cute, and I could add just the little knot down at the bottom of this one. Or I could add the bow on this one somewhere. I kind of like the bow on that one. What do you guys think? All right, so I need to decide if I want to put this little knot decoration. These bows I can easily add to some other project, so I'm not really concerned about adding those to my journal, because if I already have that bow and this knot. I'm just trying to think of what else I have in here, if I could add it to some other, something else in here. I'm just flipping through my pages. Just give me a second here just to see. Okay, I think I found something in my journal. So the other week or two we made these guest checks. I can't even remember. And I'm thinking, these altered guest checks, I'm thinking that this might look, just this little knot might look kind of cute just added to the base of this one. So I'm going to do that. So let's glue these all down real quick and then we'll put them back in the journal. These might need a few minutes to dry. I think I'm going to try and put a little dot underneath here too, just to add a little extra reinforcement. All right, so let's find spots in the journal. And again, I had put this guest check underneath this, so I'm going to put that back where I originally had that. but I think I need to let it dry, but I just wanted to show you guys where that was going back again. So I'm going to let that dry outside of the journal, and let's see. I was thinking with this piece right here, I'm going to just attach it. I'm going to glue it down here. And I could use a paper clip, but I think I'm just going to attach it like this as a decoration. But again, I'm going to let it dry before I glue that in. But I think that would be really cute. I don't know what you guys think. I'll try to zoom out a little bit more. So there's going to be that one. And then the other journal card. Trying to think, I had it a little bit further in here somewhere. I was thinking I will just attach it to one of these pages right here, since I have the paper clip. So those were the 3 things that we added to the journal today. We added some bows and a couple different knot ideas, just a single knot and then also a knot on a little bit longer piece. So again, it was just kind of a simple episode today, but I think it's a great idea for how to use up little bits of lace. So I did want to share that with you guys. And until next time, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day and happy crafting.